Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Quarterbacks. My name is Anthony Gianelli.
I'm here with Josh Minahan right here.
And we don't have Xander with us this time.
Nope.
You're basically replacing him now.
Yep.
No,
switching off weeks. No.
Yeah. No, don't worry. We were hoping he will join with us next time as a three collective, but this time it's just the two of us. So thank you for tuning in and joining us this time on our third episode. Also, don't forget to call in as this is a live show. So you have any opinions on sports, anything like that, feel free to go ahead and call. Oh, and don't forget, we're also doing a podcast right after this. It will be posted on YouTube. It is not a live show, so do not worry about that then.
Perfect. Well, we get right into things. I know last week or 2 weeks ago it would be, you and Xander were here, and we hadn't even really gotten into the play-in tournament yet for the NBA.
Yep.
And I know that's pretty much what's hot and heavy right now. Everybody's talking about that. And for those of you that aren't 100% sure with the play-in tournament, it's a little bit different type of thing. So you got a 7 and an 8 seed that play each other. Then you have a 9 and a 10 seed that play each other. Winner of the 7 and 8 automatically moves on to the playoffs. And then the winner of the 9-10 plays the loser of the 7 and 8. And then that team moves on. So that's how you make up your two teams that move on for East and West. And what the big thing is that so many teams this year, the teams that were meant to be the big teams were like lower seeds. Like you were saying, you were so surprised that the Rockets were in. Rockets were second seed. You know, they were young team doing really well. And pretty much what ended up happening from the play-in tournament was the Warriors beat the Grizzlies off the rip, made their spot in the playoffs. And that was the Western Conference. And then for the Eastern Conference, it was the Hawks versus the Magic, and the Magic pretty much decimated the Hawks, advancing them. And then you had the Hawks playing what would be the Heat, because the Heat beat the Bulls. Well, the Heat beat the Hawks, they move on. And so then it was also the Mavs versus the Kings. Kings lost, Mavs moved on. Well, then the Mavs lost very badly to the Grizzlies, even with a great showing from Anthony Davis, who I'm honestly surprised even played this year anymore. They had him in G League. Like, they weren't even going to have him anymore this season. So he had 40 points, and they still lost that game. But so yeah, now we're already moved into first round of playoffs. Have you got to catch any of it yourself, Anthony?
I've seen a couple of stuff, and I was the one that I was most interested in, and there's a couple, like there's an upside down one that I will go over here in a second. But the one that I'm most interested in is the Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah, OKC
versus
Thunder, Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, that was yesterday's game. That was a very intense game. Actually, the crazy part about that was Memphis, like I just said, kind of decimated the Mavs in that play-in game. So they thought, Grizzlies were really going to kind of put it to OKC. And everybody always wonders, that break that those top 6 teams get, is that going to hurt them? Is that going to rusty them up a little bit? And yeah, 51-point win for OKC. It was, I believe, 131-80 was final score on that. And I don't know if that's some kind of a record, but a 51-point loss to the Grizzlies, that's going to hurt you, period, going forward. Yep. Again, your morale. John Morant, that's what that guy lives on, is attitude.
Yep.
And for him to get shut down like that, really surprised to see how things go forward. Again, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., all of them just did not look like they were in that game. And SGA, man, he was all over it and just played a really amazing game. I think he's kind of trying to make up for last year, because everybody thought OKC was the team last year, and they kind of blew it. For me, the big game for me was honestly the Timberwolves dismantling the Lakers. Everybody, Doncic, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, everybody thought it was Lakers' year. LeBron was going to get his next ring, blah, blah, blah. And it was just complete destruction. Anthony Edwards played amazing ball. Yeah, Lakers just looked really out of touch, out of sync, so forth. So that was my big one. I knew you'd say OKC because everybody was watching that game yesterday. It was a nice Easter game to watch. But
not only that, but it was one of the most dominant games the Thunder has ever been. And it just it took away the Grizzlies what's the word? No, like it was hard for them to come back in that game.
Well, you could honestly tell for the most part, the first half they really tried to stay with it, really stayed with it. But then the problem with it was they come out that second half and they were flat. And then OKC just kept knocking them down. And like I said, I think it's a lot of them trying to make up for last year. So I'm not surprised. They're number 1 seed for a reason.
Yep.
I believe Alexander's record for this year is 60-plus games in a row with 20-plus points or more per game.
Yep.
And I don't think anybody has – I mean, maybe like Wilt back in the day and stuff like that, but, I mean, not even Jordan's did stuff like that. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been an amazing player all season. He hasn't dipped. He's just been solid all season. You look at a lot of these other players, like with the Timberwolves and Ant-Man, he had a really off mid-season, just wasn't doing that well, and then kind of came back. Same with Doncic. I mean, he kind of started stuttering with the Mavs, gets traded to the Lakers, kind of reignites his season. So, I mean, a lot of these teams, their main players have had an up and down season, if you will. But OKC, I mean, they've got, in my opinion, MVP running the train. And it'll be hard for anybody on the West Coast to beat the Thunder this year. And I'm not even a Thunder fan. I won't say anything. I never liked Westbrook. And yeah, so I love Durant. I love the old, but still, I just never been an OKC fan, but I think it's going to be really hard for them to be beat.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of the Timberwolves, Aiden, why don't we go ahead and play the upset video as well?
Oh yeah? We got an upset video?
We do.
Sweet.
So, of course, speaking of the Timberwolves, guess what they pulled off the other night? So you were saying about how star-studded the Lakers were.
Yeah.
Timberwolves beat them 117-95.
Yep. Yeah.
This is the Timberwolves we're talking about. Minnesota?
Yep. No, and that's exactly what I was hitting on, is that the Timberwolves, who have had an up and down season, granted they are, I believe they're number 3 or number 4, somewhere in there seed. But either way, like I said, up and down season, and really for them to come out and take on the Lakers, who, like I said, have been really dominant, except for the Golden State Warriors game. Warriors did bring that up slightly. Yeah, but
no hate.
Yeah, no.
I'm surprised they went to the playoffs. Like the Rockets after last year, I don't mind it.
I'm telling you, and that's the other thing. You know, the Rockets, they're the number 2 seed in the West. Everybody's been riding the Rockets train. You know, Houston's back. First time since Harden that they've had some winning teams. And then Golden State beats them last night. Game 1, it's only game 1, but did beat them at home, which is a surprising thing, because Rockets Arena was jumping. I mean, it was on fire last night. So,
well, yes, like to be fair, it was only a 10-point loss, 95-85. For a first game, like in the series, it is not a bad start. At least for me, in my opinion, the Rockets for not a bad start. As long as they keep the momentum and they may get past. But I mean, if they don't, that's fine. I think we'll all be fine. It's the same as how the Texans were last year, where they literally somehow made it to playoffs in the last game, and we were just happy to be at least make it to the divisional.
You're dead on right there, because this is pretty much a rookie Rockets team. I mean, a bunch of young players that midseason everybody did write off.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and for them to bring it back and make it to the playoffs and be the number 2 seed in the West, I mean, again, higher than the Lakers, the Wolves. I mean, again, the only team higher than them is OKC.
Oh, yeah.
So really impressive. I think the main thing is for them is going to be their infancy in stuff like this. And you've got a veteran Golden State Warriors team with Curry, Draymond, Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy. Yep. You know, all these guys know how to play in the playoffs. And I think that's going to be the advantage that the Warriors are going to need to rely on.
Oh, yeah.
Because the youth isn't there for them. I mean, you've got Kuminga, but even Kuminga's not playing right now. You've got Podziemski. A lot of those guys, Guy Santos, Quentin Post. I mean, a lot of guys that they're in their first, second year, and they are going to be great players. But right now, if you look at stats from that game last night, it was all Jimmy, all Steph. And then I think Podziemski had 13 points, and then everybody else was under that.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be the Achilles for the Warriors, though, is because if you ask me going forward, if Rockets pull off one of these big nights that they know how to pull off, you're not going to be able to beat the Rockets with only Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is going to be a good series. I think that's going to be a good series. Like I said, the Wolves and the Lakers. And then East Coast, I don't do a bunch of East Coast just because my teams usually that I watch aren't on the East
We
Coast.
gotta include everything.
But
Come
we
on,
do.
man.
So the Cavs, obviously number 1 this season with Donovan Mitchell, just beat the Heat the other night. Celtics, who are number 2, they just took out the Magic.
Yep.
But the big one for me, I always like the Knicks. And the Knicks playing the Pistons, another one of those young teams, just like the Rockets, with Cade Cunningham, Isaiah Stewart. In the fourth quarter, the Knicks showed, again, their experience and stuff like that with Cat and Jalen Brunson, went on a 20-3 run to win that game. It wasn't a blowout, but that's how far they were down, and they brought it back 20-3. I mean, again, that's what shows a veteran team that's been in these situations before. Down 10 points with 5 minutes to go, they don't sweat it.
Yeah.
We got time.
Yeah, and this game right here, which the Knicks won 123-112 against the Pistons.
Yeah.
By the way, these are two teams like the past couple of years. It was hard for them to come back up to where they were now. Like Pistons, they had to draft number 1,
right?
Like a couple of years ago, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Cade Cunningham.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then Knicks, like we all know what was going on.
Knicks had a good season last season. They just, again, with Julius Randle going out with a shoulder injury last season, that hurt them.
Yep.
But then this season, I was surprised because they pretty much traded away their whole team just for Karl Anthony Towns. And I'm not – I hope we get a call in on this one because I am not a Cat fan. I loved watching – check it. No.
There's your chance. Call in.
Yeah. But I just wasn't a Cat fan. But I'm a huge Dante DiVincenzo fan. So then for DiVincenzo and Julius Randle to get traded then to the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards, who I'm also love Anthony Edwards. I think he is the next big thing. I love watching the Timberwolves, so that's why I said them. But the Knicks, again, Karl Anthony Towns being able to do it with Jalen Brunson and take on the Pistons, and Pistons have been tough. Young team, but been tough. And again, a 20-3 run in the playoffs in a fourth quarter when you're already up on a team, that's going to hurt you going forward because now Knicks have that confidence that, oh, well, I know how I can beat you, So, again, like I said, Celtics. Pacers did beat the Bucks. That would be the one I didn't mention.
Yep.
Kind of surprised to see the Pacers in it, and also I'm not really a big fan of the Bucks. So,
well, the Bucks I know won it. I can't remember if they won it last year.
No, 2 years ago.
I was about to
2 years ago.
I was about to
Last
say.
year was Denver.
That's right. It was Denver last year.
Yeah, and
Man, I need to catch
Denver
up on
again
this
in the
stuff.
playoffs again as well. So,
yeah,
no one to mess with. They're a number 2 seed. They took out the Clippers, which that was in overtime.
I know.
Beat them by 2 points.
So I was reading up on that one actually too, and Russell Westbrook in that game was just not having a great game. But he did lead him out in the final though, like in overtime.
He did, and like I said, not a fan of Russell. That when he was on the Wizards.
Yes, and if you're wondering why I'm saying he was having a difficult game, he had 20 turnovers total in that game, if I remember.
Yeah, it was right at 20, if not 21 or 22.
That was what I was reading, to be fair. But like 20 turnovers, and this is basketball, mind you. Like
this is pro level basketball.
Yeah,
in a playoff, and like you're saying, 20 turnovers. I mean, most teams as a collective don't get 20 turnovers.
There you go.
And Brody's getting 20 in a game. Like that hurts a team. So. Yes, it was a tight game, and I think part of that was due to Russell's lack of play.
Yes.
So we'll have to see what happens going forward. I mean, again, Nuggets, a dominant team, have struggled with injuries as of late again. I know I don't know if they were doing it for rest or what it was, but Joker was out 2 weeks before we got to the play-in.
I was about to say, I thought I saw something about him being injured, but like not fully.
I think it was kind of like preserving, if you will. And then I know Jamal Murray also sat for like the last 5 games of the regular season and stuff like that. So that could be a little bit of rust there, also with that team. They have sat a lot of their players going towards the end of the season because, I mean, they were happy with what seed they were. There was no one catching them. So, again, love the playoffs. Doesn't matter what it is. Playoffs are always, you get to see the best out of each team. And going forward, what would you say? What would you say if you were going to say right now, you got the Eastern and the Western, who's going for each side?
Western for sure.
Yeah, Western, what would you say? So we got, everybody's OKC, everybody's Denver, blah, blah, blah. What team out of the Western side would you be going towards if you were to pick? And don't get me wrong. The Rockets are also in there.
Yes, but I don't want to be biased about that.
No, I
don't get
hear
me
you.
wrong. But what I'm thinking is also kind of a tough one. Like, yes, Thunder are looking really extraordinarily well. I don't know why. I'm going for Timberwolves are part of the West, aren't they?
Yep,
I could see Timberwolves. You know what? Timberwolves.
I feel that. And it's funny you say that because I can feel that as well. Like Timberwolves, been kind of one of those sleeper teams, and with just Julius Randle getting healthy at the right time, Dante DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, again, playing better ball. He's always played good ball, but playing better ball. I'm kind of with you. I think the Timberwolves could be the team to knock off OKC when it comes down to it.
Mm-hmm.
They have enough skills. So then let's go to the East side, and you've got the Cavs, the Heat, the Magic, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Pistons, Pacers, Bucks. I mean, everybody's riding the Cavs train right now.
I was going to say Cavs. I could see them making it too.
Spider's been playing one of his best seasons since he left Utah, period. But even then, that last season with Utah was just horrendous.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Knicks as well, making it too.
See, and that's a sleeper team. I got a buddy who's a huge Knicks fan, and he swears this is the year. Of course, Spike Lee swears it's their year every year, but we'll wait and see what that happens.
So you're secretly a Dallas Cowboys fan, is what you're saying. I'm sorry.
No, that's my brother who's the Cowboys fan.
Regrets.
Yeah, no, but I'm honestly, I think we're riding the same train on this one. It's surprising because we both have a different mindset on things, but I think the Knicks do it. I think it's Knicks and Wolves, and then I think it'd be for an amazing final because then you've got old teammates playing each other. Cat was on the Wolves, now he's on the Knicks. Randall and DiVincenzo were on the Knicks, now on the Wolves. Oh man,
yeah,
what a final that would be. So I'm kind of with you on that. One thing I definitely want to bring up, I know we covered a good amount of basketball here. Let's give you a second because you've got me hooked on F1 right now.
That's true.
You have got me hooked.
I haven't watched Drive to Survive.
Is that what Drive to Survive?
Yes.
Okay.
Which, by the way, if you have Netflix and if you haven't watched it yet,
watch it.
I can't cuss. That is a good show to watch, and I urge you to watch. Like, yes, if you already know like what's going on like before, like in like say like because the show started in 2018.
Yep, I think so.
Yep, and that's when Ricardo was still at Red Bull, and that's before he moved around.
It's like when Max Verstappen first got in there.
Yes, and if I'm correct, you just said that you just got done watching the season where Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen duked it out.
Yeah, the COVID season.
Oh,
the one I got over.
Oh, the COVID.
The 2021 season.
Oh wait, no, I'm
in the
wrong.
2022.
Oh, well, whoopsies! I spoiled it for you.
Well, hey, I'm halfway through, so
wrong.
they've already been battling, and so
true. There was early signs of it in the 2021 season, but like just wait till you get the 2022 season.
Okay.
Which, spoiler alert here. So I'm going to go over the race that just happened in Jeddah or Saudi Arabia on the Jeddah circuit, which is a street circuit that is one of the tightest around the world, if I am not mistaken, other than Monaco, obviously. So 4-time champion winner, Max Verstappen. There's your spoiler there. So far he's only won in Japan in this race. Can't quite remember where he finished in. I don't have the notes for that actually. No, he finished second.
Okay.
Which he was behind Oscar Piastri, who is an Australian that is up and coming, and he is phenomenally doing well with McLaren right now. So phenomenally that he is now the leading driver in the the world champion driver standings.
Really?
Yes. You want to know who started out this season? Lando Norris started out this season.
Lando Norris, was he still on McLaren?
Oh, he's still on McLaren, yes.
Yeah. No, like I said, I'm watching. I'm just like, oh yeah.
Oh,
that kid's good.
He's been doing a lot better this season. Not to mention McLaren has an incredible car, which another spoiler for you. They won the constructors last year.
Oh, nice.
So they're in of course, they're leading constructors because they're leading Mercedes. Important, like somehow they're in second.
Really?
Yes, because they're doing a little better this season. But they also have Kimi Antonelli, who is doing phenomenally good as a rookie. And once you get to that part, you can see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yep, fellow Italian. But you also got George Russell doing very well too, keeping up on the podium places as well.
So did he move off of?
Sorry. Oh yeah, that's right. He's with Mercedes now.
Oh wow.
I forgot. He was with
Wow.
Williams at the
Well,
time.
because I mean, like he said, and again, everybody can say how good of a racer they are, but you got to the proof's in the pudding, as they say. And he just wasn't putting it together with Williams. But Williams, their car wasn't up to snuff. I mean,
and well, actually, this season Williams is actually doing really well because they have Carlos Sainz now on their team. And
Oh,
they have,
really?
Yep, and they have Alexander Albon. But that's how it come. Like
I love Carlos. Carlos is fun.
Carlos is a good dude, man.
Yeah.
No, so he was. I don't know if he was with Ferrari yet in that season yet. I think he was still.
Yeah. No, he's in Ferrari right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
quite
he's in Ferrari right now.
So last year was his last year with Ferrari, and basically replacing him was Lewis Hamilton because last year was his last year with Mercedes.
I did know that one.
Yes. Peter Ferrari right there, by the way. Sorry. No, because Carlos Sainz, he's with Williams now. And he was, I think there was some rumor that he was going to try to join Sauber for Audi next year because Audi's going to be coming in and replacing the stake team, which was Sauber, which was Alfa Romeo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
right
Alfa Romeo's racing now in the one I'm in.
Yep, either that or he was going to wait to see if he would join Cadillac, which Cadillac is joining the grid next year.
Really?
Yep, in the new car regulations as well.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting to see Cadillac getting in that mix because
not Kimi. No, Mario Andretti. I think that's the right Mario Andretti I'm thinking of. He tried to get in first with Cadillac, but F1 stewards or I think FIA did not accept him into going in. So Cadillac themselves were like, okay, we'll just go in, and they're like, yep, go ahead. And then you guys ready to go in here? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, yeah, I have IndyCar, but
that's crazy.
Yeah. But Cadillac, nope, they're going to be the 11th team on the grid, and that is going to be pretty exciting. Not to mention Audi is now going to be like the next thing on the grid as well, but that's because they're replacing Sauber, which was Alfa Romeo.
Right.
So anyways, back to the constructor standings. No, McLaren is in the lead 118, Mercedes 111. That tells you how far they are up in the constructors.
Well, and explain 7 points or what, 6 points. That's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, definitely. Well, because like Norris won the Australia Grand Prix, and Piastri, unfortunately, he didn't have a really good. Well, he was having a good race until, and of course, it was raining in that trying that track up in Australia. So of course, he slid into the grass, but he didn't give up though. He did back up out of it, and he was able to at least finish. I can't remember which place he finished. I can't remember if it was within points or not, but it was enough to where he would win in the next race in China.
Okay.
Yep. And then Japan, Max Verstappen won that one, obviously. But, I guess that's when you make your car a white livery. Hey. It is Honda's last year with Red Bull. That's why.
Is it?
Yes. So if I'm remembering correctly, you were watching the 2021 season. If I remember correctly, Aston Martin was still supplying engines to Red Bull.
Yeah, because it was Renault.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got rid of Renault for Aston Martin. Yep. And so it's Aston Martin right now.
Yep.
On the season I'm watching.
What he's watching, he's catching up.
Yeah, I'm catching up. I was not an F1 fan.
It's good, huh?
It's my stepdad tortured me with NASCAR. And I watched so much NASCAR as a kid. I just didn't like racing.
Hey, I don't mind NASCAR too.
This is a different ballpark.
No,
zipping definitely. Around. And like I said, NASCAR will rain delay. Oh, we ain't rain delaying nothing in F1. We're turning it loose with the downpour. I love it.
No, like especially
mass chaos.
If you watch like older highlights of F1 cars, there was one race, I can't remember where it was, but there was just it was a big wreckage in one of the races, and it was just like you couldn't see anything in that thing.
Well, even in the 2022 season I'm watching, right off the rip, they all start going into this one corner and ace like 6 cars. Because the rain.
That a lot in tight corners like that.
And I'm like, there goes the whole race.
Yep. No, like if you do like tight corners, like
that's crazy.
Oh, when I'm thinking Bahrain, for instance, that was one tight corner. Like, say like you play like the F1 games, for example, and you're doing that, you could see what I'm talking about. That is one tight corner, and imagine like 20 of the cars going in that corner.
Yeah,
you're definitely gonna see a crash.
Yep. No, it's fun to watch those races, especially the ones where the weather's not quite what they want it to be.
Yep.
So
Now, before, so we have about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. We're going to go ahead. No calls? What?
No calls. Well, I mean, the only thing I really want to say is that if you all are sitting at home at 7 p.m. Thursday night, April 24th, that's this week, watch the NFL draft.
There you go. That is true. We are going to bring up, speaking of which, Aiden, you want to go ahead and show us the NFL draft graphic if you still have it on there? Might take him a second to find it.
Oh,
All right, there you go.
sweet. And looking at things, I mean, our teams really don't get a pick until later on, Anthony.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I have a buddy of mine who me and him like the Texans, and he keeps telling me like, "Oh, we traded up for something in the first round." I'm like, and I'm looking at ESPN. No, we didn't.
I haven't seen nothing.
I haven't seen anything. We haven't.
No. And
I don't know where he's getting news.
It won't happen till right before. Usually is when something like that will happen.
Yeah.
But everybody has seen what happens when you let somebody else go ahead of you. Pretty much. I mean, the Buffalo Bills. They did it twice with letting Kansas City get Patrick Mahomes and then Xavier Worthy last year.
How the hell
do
you guys still
Well, and I just read an article the other day. Chiefs are at 31 right now, of course.
Yeah.
Runners up in the Super Bowl. Chiefs are looking to trade up in the draft. Oh, nuh-uh. Really? Like who doesn't want to? Yeah, exactly. But who doesn't want to trade up from 31? I'm sure they are going to try. No one's going to want that.
Yeah, you guys got 31 because you're like, well, you didn't win the Super Bowl because every time someone wins the Super Bowl, they get like the last pick in the draft, which, by the way,
Eagles get 32. You're at 20. Texans at 25.
Woo!
That's better. I mean, you still get I mean, I'm excited to see, not Texans, but Titans are number one. See what they pick. Browns, Giants.
I have a feeling they'll pick Cam Ward, which that's going to see fun seeing him go up against our defense twice a year.
That'll be interesting.
That's what Xander.
I think Travis Hunter falls. I don't think he'll make it till like maybe 5th pick.
I could see that too. Well,
just
it depends.
If you look at the first 5 teams, none of them have like a solid QB or anything. I don't know why you want a Travis Hunter if you can't throw a ball to him.
Well, there you go.
He already said he will not play for a team unless they allow him to play
both corner and wide receiver, which I don't fully agree with. Like, I get the play, like both wide receiver and corner. It's not like the person that, like the coach he went to school with, which was Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Like, he did that, to be fair. So it's not like he's able to do it, but
we can't all be Neon Deion.
Yes. And and by the way, we're going to go over in the podcast of what's going on with Tyron numbers. So make sure to check that out on YouTube very soon later on. But no, because like the culture that's going on over Colorado, I'm not like huge on.
No, I get you. Well, that'll be something for us to bring up in the podcast.
That is true. We are actually about to still go ahead and end this. We burned a lot through time, but thanks to the NBA playoffs keeping us busy and keeping you entertained with F1.
Hey, man, I love it. I like learning something new and being in on that, and now having somebody to talk to it about it. I mean, it's even more fun for me. So I look forward to the following episode.
Yeah, fun fact though, I did learn about F1 like a couple of years ago too, and I got hooked into it as well. So, and now I'm starting to understand it. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us. Josh Menahan, I'm Anthony Gianelli, and thank you so much for joining us.
1, 2, 3, 4.